The trailer of Mrs. Chatterjee vs. Norway released on Thursday afternoon, and Rani Mukerji's performance in the almost 3-minute long video is phenomenal. The film is inspired by true events. The trailer establishes immigrant Indian mother Devika Chatterjee, played by Rani Mukerji's perfect life in Norway with her husband and her 2 kids. Her life takes a drastic turn after her children are taken away by the Norwegian foster care system merely because of cultural differences. The foster care officials mention that Mrs. Chatterjee and her family were being investigated for about 10 weeks, and they claim that the Chatterjees are unfit as parents. They even claim that Devika is mentally unstable. The later half of the trailer showcases Rani Mukerji's struggle as a mother separated from what can be described as her world. She takes a legal route and will do anything to win the battle against the Norwegian foster care system and win back the custody of her children. Last week, the makers shared the official poster of the film and captioned the photo, and I quote, "In a real-life story of resilience and courage, Mrs. Chatterjee takes on an entire nation to protect her children. Witness her fight on 17th March 2023. The film has extensively been shot in Estonia and in some parts of India. Here was the story of Sagarika Chakraborty, whose heartbreaking experience made headlines across the world. The infamous battle of the Indian couple against Norway took place in 2011, in which the Child Welfare Service took away their children and placed them in foster care. Chakraborty had never stepped outside of Pirati in West Bengal before moving out of country to Norway with her geophysicist husband Anurup Bhattacharya. The couple's life was turned upside down when the Child Welfare Service took their kids on the ground of neglect and emotional disconnect. The children were to remain in custody until they turned 18. The woman, then in her late 20s, was called mentally unfit to take care of her children. This led to an intense 2-year-long legal battle between a simple woman from Bharati and the whole country. Her strength, fierceness, and a mother's pain saw the rights activists and even the Indian government having to step in to alleviate the situation. During this long period, the children were sent to India in April 2012 by the CWS while her marriage broke down. But she still couldn't reunite with her kids. In India, the children were in paternal uncle's custody in Kulti, as the CWS had branded Chakraborty unfit to take care of her children. This led to another fight as she ran from one part of the world to another, from courtrooms to specialists, to establish that she was mentally fit to take care of her own children. After what must have felt like an eternity, the Calcutta High Court handed over the children to Chakraborty in January 2013. She was quoted as saying, and I quote, "My son had some developmental issues while my daughter was still being breastfed when they were snatched away from me. Imagine my plight at that time." Now all eyes are on whether the Ashima Chibber directorial can capture the plight and suffering of a distraughted mother on the screen in the most realistic way. We'll get to know only on March 17th. If you like the information, then don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Oneindia News.
Subscribe to One India channel and never miss an update.